If you're thinking about buying a house in San Diego in 2024, this video is for you. I'm going to cover 4 things that you should expect from the San Diego real estate market in 2024, and hopefully that'll help you decide if this is the right year for you to do something or if you need to continue to wait. My name is Allison. I'm a real estate agent here in beautiful San Diego, California. I'm passionate about helping you have the right information to make the best decisions for you without just getting swayed by the scary headlines. So let's dive into this topic. The first thing to expect is that interest rates are going to come down. In fact, they already have. After hitting a high of 8% in October, they are down to around 6.5% right now, which is a huge decrease. That's like a 1.5 decrease. And for every 1 point that the interest rates go down, that's as if home prices have dropped by 10%. So that's basically a 15% drop in home prices since October, which means that there's a lot of people who are going to be pretty excited about that and getting back in the market. Now, we are expecting to see interest rates probably go down a little bit more. We are heading into an election period. Oftentimes, the politicians want to see rates go down so that they look good. And with the economy improving, with inflation not being as big of a deal, with us likely heading into a recession, the Fed has already said that they're going to do 3 rate cuts during the year. I think a lot of those rate cuts are already baked into that 1.5% decrease, but there is still some room for more. And the expectations are that rates should be around 6.1 to 6.3% by the end of the year. So maybe not a huge continual reduction, but a reduction nonetheless. Now, if we say that rates are around 6.5%, they're going to end up at say 6.1%, that's almost a 0.5 point drop. So that's like another 5% in prices decreasing. So does that mean that you should wait till the end of the year or later in the year when we see these decreases before you decide to buy a house? No, because the second thing to know about the market in 2022 is that prices will go up. In fact, they're predicted by Realtor.com to go up 5.4% just here in San Diego. Honestly, I could see higher. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they go up higher in the spring and then go back down a little, and that's where we end up. But because interest rates went down already, there's a lot of people who've been waiting on the sidelines. And the one thing that they tell us is they've been waiting for rates to come down. Well, rates are down. And while they're going to come down more, they might have to wait a while for that. So a lot of people are coming back into the market this spring, and we are expecting to see a lot of houses sell, and that is going to drive prices up because we are still at a shortage of homes for sale, and there's going to be more demand than homes, which will drive prices up. Now, when I say that they're going to go up 5%, remember, if the interest rate comes down 0.5%, that's like a 5% reduction. Prices go up 5%, so you basically have a wash there. To put it in perspective, when prices go up 5%, say we're looking at like a $900,000 home, which is average-ish in San Diego. That's about $45,000 increase in price. So it would go from a $900,000 home to a $945,000 home. And what that's going to do is it's going to change your monthly payment. Remember, $45,000, that part's funny money because you're not like paying that out of pocket. You're paying it over years and years and years and years. But your monthly payment is going to go up like $250, $300, somewhere in that range. So you have to figure out if that's something you can afford. Now, the interest rate will have come down, so hopefully that like balances out and it helps you. But just remember that. And also think about the fact that if you buy now, you get that extra $45,000 later when the prices go up. And then you can refinance and get the lower rate also. Things to think about. Now, another thing I want you to think about is, say those prices do go up and you now have $300 more per month in your mortgage payment. It's about $3,600 per year. So people freak out and they're like, oh my God, can you afford $3,600 more a year? Are you going to be putting that away in savings anyway? It might be worth it to buy the house now, pay the extra $3,600 now to get $45,000 in equity. Just a thought to put in your head. The third thing to expect from the San Diego real estate market in 2024 is that there's going to be more homes on the market. This is great news for buyers because it means that there's going to be more options. We love more options. For sellers, don't stress out. It's not like so many are coming on the market that you're not still going to be able to get a great price. You will. We still have more demand than supply. So this is just going to help a little bit. But the reality is that since 2021, the number of homes have been going down. The number of homes on the market have been going down every year for the past 5 years. And last year was the absolute worst of that. So the hope and the expectation is that finally in 2024, we're going to see that shift. We're going to see homes on the market start to go up and start to see a recovery there. Now, we're still going to be well below historic norms and how much we need in order to stabilize prices, but it will be an improvement. And the thing that's going to enable this is because interest rates are coming down, more sellers are going to have that gap between their current interest rate and the future one that they'll get when they move become smaller and smaller. And at some point, it's going to get small enough that they're like, okay, fine. It's worth it to take that increase in interest rate to move and get that bigger house that I desperately need or whatever it is. So the interest rate coming down is helping with that. That's going to free up more inventory and that's going to help us sell more houses. But the fourth thing to expect is that even with more houses hitting the market, we still have way more pent-up demand than we do supply. And that means that we will still have bidding wars. So be prepared. If you are house hunting, especially this spring, which by the way, spring starts in like 2 weeks, there are going to be multiple offers on most properties. So if you are buying a house this year, just be patient. Bake in a little extra time into your timeline. Understand that you might have to offer on a few houses before you actually get the right one. Now, I just did a video on how to find a good lender for buying your home. Go check that out. It's got some tips and tricks that might help you speed that process up, and make sure you have an agent who understands how to work with bidding wars and multiple offer situations and has good relationships in the real estate community here, because that will all help. But know that that's likely going to be a reality no matter what. It's okay. Everyone's going through it. Don't do this, oh, I don't want to be a part of bidding wars thing, because honestly, we don't know when they're going to end. So just have strategies to address them, understand what your limits are, and be ready to say no when that bidding war goes above your limit. So what does all this mean? Is 2024 a good time to buy a house or not? Well, I'm pretty much always going to tell you that the best time to get in the market is now, as long as you can, because real estate prices pretty much always go up. At least in the long term, they do always go up. They've been going up for like the past 100 years. And the sooner you get in, the better. Prices this year will be lower than prices next year. So if you wait, you're just going to keep seeing prices go up. So if you can get in, stop trying to find a way around the prices. Stop stressing about it. Just get in the market if you're going to do it long term. If you are planning a short-term play, let's talk. Let's see if that still makes sense for you. If you're thinking about selling, this should still be a great year because there's going to be a ton of demand, especially with interest rates going down. And that's going to enable you to get into your next house for less than you would have with higher interest rates and before prices go up even more, assuming you're buying something bigger. If you're ready to make a plan to get into your next house, give me a call. My number's below and it's on the screen. And if this was at all helpful, please give it a thumbs up so other people can find it. Don't forget to click the little bell and subscribe so you get notified when I put out new content.